Alright, hello, and today I'm gonna show you how to do a basic service on your car. So here you see the wheel, we got the car on the lift, and the first thing you do is get the car in, pull it up, take off the wheel, and here we see the front brakes. As you can see, we're about to pull the brakes apart, and here we're measuring out the thickness of the brake disc to make sure it's still up to the provided data given by the manufacturer, which is Skoda. Here we're assembling the brakes again. As you can see right here, we've greased up the brakes so they don't get jammed in cold weather. So that's very important to make sure that the brakes don't get stuck and thereby give an unwanted wear on the brakes or even brake failure. Now we're about to change the oil of the car. As you can see, we're pulling off the oil filter. We do that first on a car like this because the filter is higher than the oil pressure in the bottom. Then we're screwing out the bolt to make sure that the oil can run out to the cart that we have below here. Now we're screwing a new oil filter on. It's very important to change the oil filter so that you don't get a lot of debris stuck in the oil, and if you don't have an oil filter, the oil will get jammed up inside the engine, and you will maybe burn the engine out. We also found out through the service that there was a broken trackball, so we got a new one, and here you can see us screwing it on, tighten it up real good to make sure it don't fall out during your driving. Next we changed the oil for the gearbox. It's a common thing during services that you do this, so here you can see us screwing out again the bolt, check the oil, how it looks. Is there any debris in the oil, like metal debris, something? This oil is pretty clear, and that was real good. It's also very important to make sure that your exhaust don't have any holes in it, and that it's mounted correctly. Here you see a clamp holding the catalyzer and the silencer together. Also, every time you got the car up, control your rubber suspension for the exhaust. They tend to fall apart sometimes, so make sure it's all tightened up real good together to give a smooth ride. Then fill up the gearbox with new oil, as we're doing here. Check the coolant, make sure it's up to the standards you need. In Denmark we normally say about -45 to -25 degrees. And here we see what's on Danish called a refraktometer. It's a device to ensure the point where the coolant will freeze. You fill some coolant up in here, then you look up towards the light and you will see a picture and kind of line where the coolant is froze proof for. Also fill up either with coolant or water. In this case our coolant was fine, so we could just put some more water in. Check the air filter, make sure it's fine. Some manufacturers say that you have to change this between every 3 years or 60,000 kilometers, like that. Pull it out, check for big leaves or anything, put it back in. Yeah. Then we changed the spark plugs. As you can see, the one on the right is pretty black and covered in some sort of oil, and the one on the left is clean and new. Always remember to tighten up your wheel pretty good. We use a torque wrench for this to make sure that the wheel is tightened up as much as it needs to be. Then you've done most of the service yourself. You can always go to a certified mechanic and get an emission test to make sure the engine is fine, working well, no holes in the exhaust, and an overall look on how healthy your engine is. So that's the service. That what I had to show you, and I hope it works out fine. Thank you so much, and goodbye.